Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first edition of WJCS News. I'm your host, Daniel Hostetter. This summer, Celeste Sprankle became the new head administrator of Johnstown Christian School. We chatted with her about her new position, and also about the Rise Up Giving Day that happened this past Tuesday. All right. How has the transition been going from a teacher and curriculum director to an administrator?
I will say that there are so many things I miss about the classroom, and that's difficult. But I found that the things that energize me about working with kids also energize me with working with staff and parents, and I still get to work with students, so that's good. So that has been, part of the transition. I feel like it's been pretty smooth due to the fact that, I think that going from a classroom to doing some additional administration and then going totally into administration helped to make it a little smoother.
So what is your favorite part about your new position?
I think just the different people that I get to work with at the school. I mean, I've always had the privilege of working with students, and so now I get to work with students, teachers, parents, staff, other stakeholders like alumni. So I find that really energizing and exciting to get to work with different people related to the school.
Mm-hmm. So what are some challenges that you've experienced so far?
I think that when you're in a classroom, there's so many things that are important to you. And then as administrator, the pieces that I have to look at become bigger. I always think it's like a pie. When I was in the classroom, I had this part to look at. Now kind of all of the pieces of the pie are things I need to take care of. So I want to hear your perspective, but then, I also need to hear Mrs. Ferguson's perspective. And I also need to hear Mr. Roos's perspective on so many different issues, because I'm looking at it a little bit higher up, at a higher altitude instead of the maybe here I have to look at all of it. So that's just been an adjustment for me, and kind of looking at just different perspectives in a wider view.
Mm-hmm. So can you share a part of your job that students may not know that you do?
Part of my job, I think there's lots of parts, because I said I come home from work and my kids say, "What did you do today?" And I think for me, some of the interesting parts, and this would be where Mr. Roos could come in, so many parts of the facility kind of things, that's so out of my expertise to know things about the boiler, and then safety regulations as far as the numbering on the classroom doors. And then we didn't have an exit sign where it needed to be, so Mr. Roos and I, looked into that. So that kind of stuff that is so different from anything I've ever done before. That's, I guess, an interesting part that I didn't even really think about as much before I sat in this chair, I guess.
So what is something that you would hope to add to the school's legacy in your time as administrator?
I think for me, one of the biggest reasons I started doing this job is I really feel like the people part and the relational part is most important to me. So I hope that I can make an impact on that, the school and the culture. And I would be amiss if I didn't say, I hope that in my legacy we see a change in the JCS gymnasium, because that's sort of an important thing for me too. So I hope that is as far as the physical building, I hope a change that happens while I'm here.
So going on to another subject, can you tell me a little bit about the Raise Up Giving Day?
Okay, that was a great day that just happened yesterday, and as of the end of the Rise Up Giving, which was a 24-hour period, we had about $8,500. But my hope and our prayer is that those donations will continue to trickle in from people that maybe didn't feel comfortable doing it online or forgot on that day. So that's about where we're at now. And if you haven't been up with the social media, it was a crowdfunding day where people from all over could help to support JCS in getting a van to transport students. And we were really hoping to tap people outside of our parents and students population, but get in touch with alumni or past patrons or people that have had some connection with JCS. So that was our hope, and I think we were successful in many ways with that day. But I think it's just a start. I think we'll continue to see growth in that.
We will continue keeping you updated on Mrs. Sprankle's new role in the administration. The Children of the World is an international children's choir run by the Ministry of World Help. The choir is composed of children from Nepal, Uganda, Brazil, Guatemala, India, Honduras, and the Philippines. The Children of the World visited the school on Tuesday to perform and raise money and awareness for impoverished children around the globe. The class of 2020 hosted a fundraising spaghetti dinner on Tuesday. They raised over $1,000 for the class. Friday was a fun day for many students. The freshmen and sophomores went on their field trip to Harrisburg this year. They took a tour of the Pennsylvania State Capitol and visited the State Museum and its planetarium. The middle school enjoyed one of the highlights of their year when they went on a bus trip to the Pittsburgh Zoo this past Friday. That's all for the school news. Now let's go to Daryl for all your sports news and scores. Daryl?
Hey, Daryl here with the sports. Our varsity boys soccer team has been struggling a lot this year with a record of 0-9. Monday night was fan night, and they lost 9-4 to Central County Christian Academy. Caleb McDowell got a goal in the first 15 seconds, with Michael Hartman scoring the other 3. As for the girls varsity, they've been doing pretty good. They had a victory against Central County Christian on fan night, 1-0. As for cross country, we have some good runners this year and have been doing pretty good.
Hi, Mr. Swanker. The fun night is a great night for us, so why do we make that fun night yesterday?
Well, we do a fan night at JCS for numerous reasons. One is to get as many fans as possible to support our soccer teams and our cross-country teams. And the other reason we do it is to celebrate our athletes and the hard work and effort they put over the years. So we want to celebrate the seniors, and let them show them how much we support them and love them.
Okay, so yesterday the soccer team player they did a great job. So what has improved in the soccer team for the last month?
Well, as a coach, I would say all aspects of the game always should be improved. We want to get better at everything in the game. I should never be I'm never satisfied as a coach. I'll always find something for them to get better at.
Okay.
Okay?
So thank you.
Oh, you're
Thank you
welcome.
Thank you, Daryl. Now it's time for the weather forecast with J.L. Taylor. J.L.?
Hey guys, JL here. This weekend's weather will progressively drop as the weekend goes by. The temperature will drop from the low 80s to the low 60s on Saturday and Sunday. And also there is a 50% chance of rain on Saturday, so make sure to bring your umbrellas.
Thank you, JL. We're going to close out the program today by bringing in Josh Velikis to discuss coming events in the school. Hello, Josh.
Hey, Josh here. Allow me to update you on the goings-on. All soccer teams have games coming up, and the cross-country team will be having some meets too. On Saturday, October 7th, is homecoming from 10 to 6 p.m., and there will be a dance to follow. And finally, on October 9th, there's a choir coming all the way from Eastern Germany to perform from 10 to 10:30. Make sure to mark your calendars because it'll sure be a busy weekend. Peace out.